Hi, Felicia here, author, Adventurist Living. That's probably how you came here. Here's the book, Adventurist Living, How to Unlock Adventure in Your Everyday Life. I'm a coach, I'm a short-term rental host, and I get to do training and speaking all over the world. So blessed. So if you come here, it's more than likely from the book resources link that's mentioned in the book about the exercises, the squares exercise, which was already covered, and the funnel exercise. Now, these are both about being open-minded. Why is it important to be open-minded? We'll say it again, because being open-minded is where growth happens. Growth does not happen with a closed mind. That's why the other name for a closed mind is a fixed mindset. Just think about not moving, not growing, stuck. So isn't it important to get a grasp on how we can be more open-minded and also catching ourselves when we are being closed-minded, which we all experience, we all do. And there's different levels to it. It's a skill that we can constantly being challenged in. And it's specific usually to different areas of our life. Like you might be really open-minded in one area of your life, but you're realizing, oh my gosh, when it comes to this other area of my life, I just, so it can be our entire life, but also it can be, I'm pretty open-minded in this area, but I'm realizing, hey, in this area, I need to work on this. And how you do that is by catching yourself in the act when you kind of feel like that, anytime you're going into anything, listening, learning, a class, somebody speaking, reading a book, listening to a podcast, just really anything is, okay, I want to be open-minded and get whatever I can from this that I can. So with that said, let's get into the funnel illustration live on video. Here we go. Here is the funnel. Now, so with the funnel, this represents a closed mind, and 100% of what we hear comes through a closed mind. With that said, what does a closed mind mean? It means that we're critical, quick to criticize it, quick to criticize the person, criticize the idea, criticize the concept. We're quick to judge whatever we're listening to, whatever we're being exposed to, judge it, judging them, and usually judging ourselves. Usually, if you're critical of other people or you're judging other people, usually you're doing that to yourself as well. So that's a great eye-opener itself. Like, hey, if I'm judging and I'm really hard on myself, more than likely I'm doing that with other people. Another way that closed-mindedness exposes itself is in fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of failing. So it's like, I don't want to listen to this because I'm not going to apply it because I'm afraid I would not be able to do it. So it exposes itself in fear, shuts it down. And being negative. So those are ways that you realize, okay, I'm operating in a closed mind. But this is what happens when you're in a closed mind, is that 100% of what you hear comes through closed mind, being, shot down by all those different things. The most, this is in red because it's like danger, danger. Here we go. So the most we can absorb when that is happening, because if we can absorb anything when we have a closed mind, is 10%. So 100% of what we hear comes through that closed mind, and the most we can get is 10%. I don't know about you, but I don't want to just grow 10%. Even if you get any of that. I'm sure you're here because you're like, I want to grow. I don't want anything keeping me stuck. I want that flow of being open-minded. So this is what happens when we flip the funnel, we become aware, we operate in being more open-minded. This is what can happen. Okay, so it's not just what can happen, it is what happens. So when we decide to become open-minded or operate more, switch to being open-minded, it's a choice, is we can flip the funnel. Flip the funnel that had us stuck. So again, 100% of what we hear comes through the funnel, but let me write open mind on here. Definitely deserves to be labeled. Open mind is 100% of what we hear comes through the funnel, the filter of curiosity, being curious about what we're hearing, being exposed to what we are thinking inside of our head, being compassionate with others and ourselves, that we learn from our mistakes. Remember, with closed mind was fear feeling, and being open-minded, we learn from our mistakes. We grow forward, not backward. Can't really grow backward. And instead of being stuck in negative patterns, we recognize the negative patterns and we make the adjustments to grow and learn from them, right? So open-minded is being inquisitive, is literally, if you can picture like a hose being blocked off, but then being open and that flow can come through, that is the power of being open-minded. That is where we grow. That is where the magic happens. So with that said, that when we process through an open mind, 100% of what we hear comes through all of that. And it expands, and we actually have the ability to get 1,000% of what we heard, experienced, what's happening, because we've opened up that growth mindset. And our imagination, ideas are all added on to everything that we're hearing and seeing and experiencing. And so we're able to get so much more than what's actually being presented to us. That is where growth happens. That is where us becoming the best version of ourselves happens. That's where the magic happens. And it's something that we constantly use self-awareness to catch ourselves when we're being closed-minded, and we get to make that decision, to make the adjustments. We're like, no, I'm going to be open-minded right now. I'll actually change the word from no to yes, I'm going to be open-minded right now. So I hope this illustration helped. I hope right now you're even thinking of areas where like, oh man, I think I'm closed-minded in that. And don't feel bad about it. Feel good that it exposed, because you can't change anything that you're not aware of. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for getting the book. If you did, send your friends over, follow on social media, Fiche Life, Adventurist Living, and also go to the website, adventuristliving.com, have some workshops there, some free workshops, some paid courses that help you go faster, go forward faster, and some opportunities to go through classes with other people. That's where a lot of growth can happen. So thank you for being here, and have an incredible day.